I am the light of the world. 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 Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I am here. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I would fulfill my function that I may be happy. I would remember this because I want to be happy. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. We're in our second review today. Lesson 81 in A Course in Miracles. And we're reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version this year. And this is for Saturday, March the 22nd of 2025. And I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness from the Ozarks. I'm down in a hollow today. The one I was up at the top looking this way. I'm down at the bottom looking the other way. Last couple days anyway. I've been up there at the top of that hill. We're getting some really strong winds, and down here is a lot quieter. Okay, let's look at our review before we review number 2, introduction, and of course what we're going to be thinking about all day today. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. It's review of lessons 61 and 62. But let's read how we're going to do these next 10 days lessons. Review number 2, introduction. We're now ready for another review. We will begin where our last review left off and cover 2 ideas each day. The earlier part of each day will be devoted to one of these ideas and the latter part of the day to the other. We will have one longer exercise period and frequent shorter ones in which we practice each of them. The longer practice periods will follow this general form. Take about 15 minutes for each of them and begin by thinking about the ideas for the day and the comments that are included in the assignments. Devote some 3 or 4 minutes to reading them over slowly, several times if you wish, and then close your eyes and listen. Okay, so part of that 15 minutes that he wants us to spend every day, and I would encourage you to do it when you first get up in the morning, but at some point he wants you to take 15 minutes and read through the ideas and really take 3 or 4 minutes to read through them, maybe even look at them more than once, and then close your eyes. And he says devote some 3 or 4 minutes to reading them over slowly, several times if you wish, and then close your eyes and listen. Repeat the first phase of the exercise period if you find your mind wandering, but try to spend the major part of the time listening, quietly but attentively. Listening, we got to listen to God quietly but attentively. There is a message waiting for you. Be confident that you will receive it. Remember that it belongs to you and that you want it. Do not allow your intent to waver in the face of distracting thoughts. Realize that whatever form such thoughts may take, they have no meaning and no power. Replace them with your determination to succeed. Do not forget that your will has power over all fantasies and dreams. Trust it to see you through. Trust your will. Remember, your will is one with God's. As you learn to follow your peace, your joy, love, you'll be fulfilling God's will just by doing your own will. So he says here, do not forget that your will has power over all fantasies and dreams. Trust it to see you through and carry you beyond them all. Regard these practice periods as dedications to the way, the truth, and the life. Refuse to be sidetracked into detours, illusions, and thoughts of death. You are dedicated to salvation. Be determined each day to leave your function. Be determined each day not to leave your function unfulfilled. Reaffirm your determination in the shorter practice periods as well, using the original form of the idea for general applications and more specific forms when needed. Some specific forms are included in the comments which follow the statement of the ideas. These, however, are merely suggestions. It is not the particular words you use that matter. Okay, so let's look at the first lesson 81, which is a review of 61 and 62. Our ideas for review today are: 1. I am the light of the world, which was lesson 61. How holy am I, who have been given the function of lighting up the world? Let me be still before my holiness. In its calm light, let all my conflicts disappear. In its peace, let me remember who I am. Some specific forms for applying this idea when special difficulties seem to arise might be: let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance. This shadow will vanish before the light. And then our next review is 62. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. It is through accepting my function that I will see the light in me. It is through accepting my function of forgiveness that I will see the light in me. And in this light will my function stand clear and perfectly unambiguous before my sight. My acceptance does not depend on my recognizing what my function is, for I do not yet understand forgiveness. Yet I will trust that in the light I will see it as it is. Specific forms for using this idea might include: let this help me learn what forgiveness means. So something comes up that's kind of causing you a little difficulty, a little upsetness. You can either say forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. That's the general idea. Or the more some specific ways that it might help you is: let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Let me practice forgiveness now. Let me not separate my function from my will. I will not use this for an alien purpose. Okay, now let's go back and look in our text reading. And we're ready to start chapter 10, The Idols of Sickness. Introduction. Nothing beyond yourself can make you fearful or loving, because nothing is beyond you. Time and eternity are both in your mind, and will conflict until you perceive time solely as a means to regain eternity. You cannot do this as long as you believe that anything happening to you is caused by factors outside yourself. You must learn that time is solely at your disposal, and that nothing in the world can take this responsibility from you. You can violate God's laws in your imagination, but you cannot escape from them. They were established for your protection and are as inviolate as your safety. That's your reality. God created nothing beside you, and nothing beside you exists, for you are part of Him. Wow. There's no one outside you that can bring some problem into your life. Remember that Nothing beyond yourself can make you fearful or loving, because nothing is beyond you. Now, this first sentence in paragraph 2, God created nothing beside you. You're his dearly beloved son, along with everything that he created. God created nothing beside you, and nothing beside you exists, for you are part of him. What except him can exist? Nothing beyond him can happen, because nothing except him is real. Your creations add to him as you do, but nothing is added that is different, because everything has always been. What can upset you except the ephemeral? The changing world, the ephemeral. What can upset you except the ephemeral? And how can the ephemeral be real if you are God's only creation and he created you eternal? Your holy mind establishes everything that happens to you. Every response you make to everything you perceive is up to you. Catch that. Every response you make to everything you perceive is up to you, because your mind determines your perception of it. And paragraph 3, God does not change his mind about you, for he is not uncertain of himself. And what he knows can be known, because he does not know it only for himself. He created you for himself, but he gave you the power to create for yourself so you would be like him. That is why your mind is holy. Can anything exceed the love of God? Can anything then exceed your will? Nothing can reach you from beyond it, because being in God, you encompass everything. Believe this, and you will realize how much is up to you. When anything threatens your peace of mind, ask yourself, has God changed his mind about me? When anything threatens your peace of mind, ask yourself, has God changed his mind about me? Then accept his decision, for it is indeed changeless, and refuse to change your mind about yourself. God will never decide against you, or he would be deciding against himself. And the next section, section 1, at home in God. We're going to read that. It's only a page long. You do not know your creation simply because you would decide against them as long as your mind is split. And to attack what you have created is impossible. But remember that it is as impossible for God. The law of creation is that you love your creations as yourself, because they are part of you. Everything that was created is therefore perfectly safe, because the laws of God protect it by his love. Any part of your mind that does not know this has banished itself from knowledge, because it has not met its conditions. Who could have done this but you? Recognize this gladly, for in this recognition lies the realization that your banishment is not of God, and therefore does not exist. So he says, who could have done this? Let's back up. Any part of your mind that does not know this. Let's back up one more sentence. Sentence 4. Everything that was created is therefore perfectly safe, because the laws of God protect it by his love. Any part of your mind that does not know this, that everything's protected by God's love, has banished itself from knowledge, because it has not met knowledge's conditions. You could have done this, but who could have done this but you? Recognize this gladly, for in this recognition lies the realization that your banishment is not of God, and therefore does not exist. So there's an idea where you accepted something that was unreal, and when you come to realize that you did that, be thankful for it. Be glad that you realized that you made a mistake, because now you can make a new choice. That's what he's saying. Recognize this gladly, for in this recognition lies the realization that your banishment is not of God, and therefore does not exist. Paragraph 2. You are at home in God, dreaming of exile, but perfectly capable of awakening to reality. Is it your decision to do so? You recognize from your own experience that what you see in dreams you think is real while you are asleep. Yet the instant you waken, you realize that everything that seemed to happen in the dream did not happen at all. You do not think this strange, even though all the laws of what you awakened to were violated while you slept. Is it not possible that you merely shifted from one dream to another without really waking? Is it not possible that you merely shifted from one dream to another without really waking? One of them you called a sleeping dream, and the other one you call it a waking dream. But he's saying it's possible that you're still dreaming, that you're not accepting love as the only reality. Paragraph 3. Would you bother to reconcile what happened in conflicting dreams, or would you dismiss both together if you discovered that reality is in accord with neither? You do not remember being awake. When you hear the Holy Spirit, you may feel better because loving then seems possible to you, but you do not remember yet that it once was so. You do not remember being awake. When you hear the Holy Spirit, you may feel better because loving then seems possible to you, but you do not remember yet that it once was so, that loving was all that there ever was. But you'll wake up to it. Just keep doing your lessons. And it is in this remembering that you will know it can be so again. What is possible has not yet been accomplished. Yet what has once been is so now, if it is eternal. When you remember, you will know that what you remember is eternal and therefore is now. And the last paragraph, 4. You will remember everything the instant you desire it wholly. Wow, we'll remember everything when we desire it wholly. That we don't desire illusions, unforgivenesses, grievances. You will remember everything the instant you desire it wholly. For if to desire wholly is to create, you will have willed away the separation, returning your mind simultaneously to your Creator and your creations. Knowing them, you will have no wish to sleep, but only the desire to waken and be glad. Dreams will be impossible because you will want only truth, and being at last your will, it will be yours. Wow, I love that. Okay. I am the light of the world. The song we're singing is taken from lesson 61 and 62. It's the same song we sang on lesson. Well, actually, it's not the same song we sang, because I was singing the light of the world on those lessons back on, and I've kind of changed it to a different song that I like. That popped up with that copyright, and I thought, well, I gave credit to the author of This Little Light of Mine in that, but I guess that wasn't good enough. They wanted to flag a copyright on it, so I thought, well, I'll just let the Holy Spirit give me a new song. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Okay, let's see what's going on around the world today. Ramadan continues. Actually, it's the 23rd night of Ramadan. To many of your Shia Islamic people, that's an important 23rd night. It's actually called 23rd night of Ramadan. Lent continues for Christian folks. As Young as You Feel Day. I've always thought that's a good motto to live by. You know, Jesus even told us, he said, consider little children, be like them in order to enter the kingdom of heaven. Well, he wants us to stay young, you know, inquisitive, trusting, the qualities that children just do automatically. And this next one, I just put it down because I wanted to make comment. We don't want to be this way. It's Be Mad Day. You know, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers and different things like that. There's a better way to live life. Instead of being angry, step back and realize that your anger is a picture that you have left your reality, and you're holding a grievance, an obvious one. You've gone mad, another word for being insane. So let go of the madness and accept your reality, which is love, the way God created you. Nothing outside you can hurt you or make you upset. It's your perception. And we want to have the perception that Be Love Day instead of Be Mad Day. Daffodil Day. Had some daffodils. I meant to bring one down here to show you. I've got some blooming up by my house. Anyway, maybe tomorrow. But you know, daffodils are the Narcissus genera, and there's 36 different species of narcissus. It's also International Day of the Seal, which are the Phoca, Phoca genera, and there's 33 species of seals. Water Day, I guess with seals is Water Day. Walk in the Sand Day. Let's see, International Talk Like William Shatner Day and Talk Like William Shakespeare Day. I think I'll just talk like William Edward Perkins Day. That's me. And that's why I go by Willie. Goof Off Day. As long as you're being like a child and innocent, goofing off might be a nice thing. Sing Out Day. Well, we've been doing that, haven't we? World Math Day and World Day of Metta. Okay, let's see. And out of Seed Savers Exchange, we've got the St. Valery carrot. And it says of the St. Valery carrot, delicious, sweet, and excellent for storage. The fine-grained red-orange roots of this historic variety, also known as James Scarlet, grow up to 12 inches long. In 1885, the renowned French seed company Vilmorin Andro stated the variety had been grown for a long time. And in 1924, James Vick and Sons Company of Rochester, New York, reported that St. Valery was the best and most handsome main crop carrot, enormously productive, 80 to 90 days, 20,000 seeds to the ounce, and it's a Docus carota. Okay, and our word for peace will be from the you know, I say the Philippine, there's not really a Filipino language. My bad for even thinking there was. I'm trying to get a little bit more specific. But of the Philippines, I wonder, well, how come there's 3 words for peace in Filipino? There isn't really a Filipino language per se. There's lots of languages. 182 specific ones for the 7,641 islands in the Philippines. And did you know 5,000 of them haven't even been, they say they haven't been named. I don't know if that's exactly true, but they say they're uninhabited, but I bet you someone claims them, but I don't know. It's a lot of islands. Anyway, I found 3 words for peace: Batiteo, Kausayan, and Kalinaw. And we'll say Kalinaw as our word for peace today. So Kalinaw be with you, as our brothers and sisters in the Philippines might say. Okay, do you know what to do for your next 10 days? You're going to take 15 minutes and go through the lesson and read through it kind of contemplatively for 3 or 4 minutes, and then close your eyes and just be attentive and quiet and listen. God has something for you. And let's make sure I get this song right. Give me just a second to listen to it here. I like to listen to the first line so that I get I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is my only function. That is why I am here. That is why I am here. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I would fulfill my function that I may be happy. Oh, I would remember this because I want to be happy. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I am here. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I would fulfill my function that I may be happy. I would remember this because I want to be happy. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I am the light of the world. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Well, thank you again for joining me today and studying the Course in Miracles here on this windy. Heard the winds were up to 60 miles an hour gusts. That's why I'm down here in the hollow. And our word for peace from one of our Filipino brothers, I don't know which tribe, is Kalinaw. So Kalinaw be with you. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Kalinaw.